Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm here to give you guys my WWE Starrcade 2018 review. I really wasn't even planning on watching this show, but then I had pretty much nothing going on, and it was like 7:50, so I decided why not check it out. Um, so what I did was I watched the matches that aired on the WWE Network, and then I went on YouTube and found a couple of other matches that fans that were at the arena took video of, um, and I'm going to review those matches too. I'll say too which matches were which. I will say though, I don't understand why the WWE didn't just air the whole show on the network the same night it happened. I mean, I get this show really didn't matter in the long run, but everybody loves Starrcade, and I think a lot of fans would have had fun watching this show. And yeah, we would have said it's a glorified house show, but at least we could say that they put Starrcade on the network, um, because they're putting shows like, the greatest Royal Rumble and Crown Jewel that air in Saudi Arabia that nobody wants to watch, but yet they won't put something like this on the network. I think it's ridiculous and it's a joke, but that's just me. So we had the commentary team of Tom Phillips and Byron Saxton, which I thought was kind of awkward since they're both face commentators, but whatever. And the first thing we see is the Elias performance, and he does his typical performance, which I thought was cool. He brings out Ric Flair, who obviously, you know, is probably the most notable name that's ever competed at Starrcade, and he was happy to be with Elias, saying that he always wanted to perform with Elias, and they go to perform a song together when Nia Jax, Tamina Snuka, Alicia Fox, and Mickie James interrupt, and they want to see Elias because they're Elias fangirls, so they start singing together. Um, and then Alicia Fox and Nia Jax sing really badly. Elias tells them that they suck, and he brings out um, his backup girls, Sasha Banks, Bayley, Dana Brooke, and Ember Moon, and it turns into an 8-man tag that was pretty much a basic 8-man tag. The faces run wild early, and then the heels get the heat on Bayley for a while. Ember Moon gets the hot tag. No, actually, no. Sasha Banks gets the hot tag. All the baby faces hit the hit the finishers on the heels, and then Sasha Banks gets Alicia Fox in the Banks statement and makes her tap out. I thought it was a pretty typical 8-man tag, but 8-woman tag. But I enjoyed the Elias segment, and then it shows a promo with Samoa Joe talking about how people would be fools to try to beat the same guy over and go, or to face the same guy over and over again and expect a different result. But really, I'm not a fool because AJ Styles, every time he faces me, doesn't leave with this whole pot. And he's pretty much lost everything, and he said that he's going to make sure that AJ Styles doesn't walk out of the steel cage tonight. So, thought it was a very good promo. Then we had Miz TV with Shinsuke Nakamura and Rey Mysterio. Um, Pretty much, the Miz talks about the history behind Starrcade, and then he brings out his guests, and he pretty much talks shit to Rey Mysterio because he makes fun of him because Mysterio's in a neck brace from the beatdown he received on SmackDown. And, Mysterio says that he's not going to be belittled by Miz, and he even talks about, um, how the Miz isn't anything special either. And then he talks to Nakamura and talks about how Nakamura is defending the title against Mysterio. At Starrcade, and Nakamura thought he said arcade and acts like he doesn't know what Starrcade is, but he says he does know, he just doesn't care. And he says that he enjoyed the beating that Rey Mysterio received on SmackDown. And then Rey Mysterio talks about how, well, The Miz makes fun of Mysterio for letting SmackDown down at Survivor Series, and Mysterio makes fun of Miz. He uses his catchphrase on him, and then Nakamura takes a cheap shot at Mysterio when he's distracted by Miz, and it leads to the U.S. title match, which I thought was fairly solid. It really wasn't long. Mysterio accidentally hits Miz with the West Coast pop off the apron, and when he goes for the 619, Miz pulls his leg out from under him and attacks Mysterio, causing a DQ, which means Nakamura retains the title since titles can't change hands off countouts or DQ. I think they should have done a title change here because it would have taught people a lesson to check out Starrcade and check out this special, and it would have been something big to do with Starrcade. And it's not like they're not doing a whole lot with Nakamura as U.S. champion anyway, so why not? But then Rusev comes out and makes the save, and Lana, who was ringside, challenged both Miz and Nakamura to a tag team match, so we had that match. The heels get the heat on Mysterio for a while. Rusev gets the hot tag and runs wild on Miz. And then Miz hits the Skull Crushing finale on Rusev. Rusev kicks out. Then Mysterio goes after Nakamura, hits a 619 on both Miz and Nakamura, and then Rusev hits a kick to the head for the win, or a Mashka kick. I thought it was a nice six-man tag team match, so yeah, I'll give it 2.5 stars. And then we had the main event. It was a steel cage match, Samoa Joe versus AJ Styles. I thought this was a good match here. I really hope this is the last time you have to see Joe and Styles go at it for a while, because I am getting sick of seeing that match. But they run wild on each other for a while. Joe throws Styles into the cage, and he dominates the match for a while. And then AJ Styles starts to mount a comeback, and Joe hits a splash and an enziguri into the corner. He throws Styles into the cage a lot, grinds his face into the cage, and then AJ throws Joe into the cage. Goes for a forearm off the top, but Joe counters in the belly back suplex. And AJ hits a Hushi Kuroshi. Joe hits a Yoanagi, but then eventually AJ gets Joe into the calf crusher, and Joe ends up tapping out. He actually tried to go for the ropes, but the rope breaks doesn't matter since it's a steel cage match, and that was pretty much the finish. And they did some stuff where they tried to escape the cage and stuff like that, and you know, did really cool stuff. And I thought it was a good cage match. I'll give it 3 stars, so I liked it. And that was all the matches that aired on the network. Now on to the matches that, you know, I saw cell phone footage of. First was Baron Corbin's open challenge. Since Braun Strowman was unable to be there because of his legitimate injury, he calls out an open challenge, and who accepts? None other than Bray Wyatt, which was a really cool surprise. I wasn't surprised because I had to find this video. I didn't look for the video. I just looked up Starrcade, and that was the title of the video. But it was really cool to see Bray Wyatt back. It's been months since we've seen him. I think we haven't seen him since August on the Monday Night Raw before SummerSlam. And it is really cool to see Bray Wyatt. I really hope that the WWE does find something for Bray Wyatt, because now when he comes back, his character will be fresh again since it's been off TV for 3 months. But Corbin and Wyatt have a short little match, and Wyatt beats him with a roll-up, which I thought was kind of cool because it didn't really hurt Baron Corbin too much. And then, I thought it was nice for Wyatt to get a win. But Corbin erases the loss from the record book since he's the acting Raw GM, and we start the match as a no DQ match, and he brings out Drew McIntyre and Dolph Ziggler. But I didn't get to see anything else that happened with that because the cell phone footage ended, so I don't really know what happened. But I still like the match that I did see. And then we had what I think was the main event. It was a steel cage match for the Intercontinental Championship. Intercontinental Champion Seth Rollins versus Dean Ambrose. Dean Ambrose was heavily cheered in this match because Starrcade took place in Ohio, and Dean Ambrose is from Ohio, so obviously he was going to get the better reaction. But I thought they had a hell of an Intercontinental Championship match. Oh, by the way, I forgot to give a star rating to Corbin versus Wyatt. I'll give it 2 3/4 because it was pretty cool to see Bray Wyatt return, but the match, it's a Baron Corbin match. What do you expect? But then we had this match, and Dean Ambrose taunts Seth Rollins by taking too long getting into the ring, and then Seth Rollins beats the crap out of Dean Ambrose, goes right out of the cage, and throws him into the cage, and they brawl around the ringside, and then Rollins brings a kendo stick into the ring. He beats Dean Ambrose with it once the match starts inside the cage, and then Dean Ambrose eventually gets the upper hand by backdropping Rollins into the cage, and he dominates the match for a while. He hits a really cool neck breaker on Rollins. He hits him with the kendo stick a ton of times, but then when Ambrose goes to go off the top second turnbuckle to hit Rollins with the kendo stick, Rollins counters with a drop kick, and then he hits Ambrose with the kendo stick again. They brawl on top of the cage with the kendo stick, and Ambrose throws the kendo stick down so Rollins can't use it, which I thought was pretty smart. And then they both fall off the cage, and they both exchange punches. Ambrose hits his clothesline on Rollins, and then Rollins hits a superplex from the steel cage into a Falcon Arrow, which was really cool. He goes for the stomp. Ambrose counters into a low blow, like he did on Raw. Covers him. Rollins kicks out, and then they both try to escape through the cage door, but they both prevent each other from doing so. And then Rollins is escaping over the top, and Rollins kicks the door into Dean Ambrose, and it ends up escaping and retaining his Intercontinental Championship. I thought it was a really good match. I'll give it 3 3/4. And that was pretty much the end of Starrcade. So I'm just gonna rate the show with how I saw. I'm gonna give it a B minus. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the Elias performance, the Joe AJ match, the Rollins Ambrose match, Bray Wyatt's return, and Miz TV. And if I had gone to the show live, it would have been really cool. It pretty much is a fun house show. I really enjoyed this show. While I enjoyed this show, I definitely would recommend it. And that's pretty much the end of this video. I would have included this in my WWE All Talk video, but I forgot this show was going to happen. But I guess it is what it is. But that's pretty much it, guys. Thank you guys for watching this video. Please make sure you guys like, comment, and share this video so people will watch it. Make sure you guys subscribe to this channel for more content. And click on the bell. So that way, every time I upload a video, you guys get the notifications for it. Make sure you guys do the same thing for my CM Brothers and I want to talk into the YouTube channels because I have some videos on there coming up. That's pretty much it, guys. Talk to you later.